Hockey League. Remember, a number of Kenyan teams were in action. Of course, we'll be bringing you the results of how different matches went. Now, we are talking about a Rising Stars League that is taking place here in Nairobi. Remember, it's going to match week 2, and we want to take a quick look at the highlights from match week 1. Remember, we have Consolata, we have Ligi Ndogo, we have Bombers, and also we have Express 1. So all the 4 teams were in action, so we take a look at the highlights.
Well done. Open up.
The highlights are from match week 1 of Rising Stars League that is taking place here in Nairobi. Remember, 4 teams were in action. That is Bombers, Ligi Ndogo, Express 1 were in action last week. Now, remember, they are right here in studio, and I want to throw a challenge to the participants of the league. They're right here. I want to throw a challenge to them. We have 2 balls right here, courtesy of 1xBet, and I'm throwing a challenge to them. Of course, the first 2 who get to juggle the most get to walk away with this, right? Yeah. Let me have the microphone. Are you ready for this, kids?
Yes.
You sure?
Just a bit.
You're sure you're ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Julian?
Yeah.
You're sure?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Are you going to win this?
Yeah.
How many can you juggle?
Most 50.
50. 50 is the most that you can. That is for Julian. For you, how many?
The most I can do, I think, is 20 or 10.
20 or 10. And for you, Kiki?
25.
25.
Yeah.
So, of course, I'm throwing the challenge to you. Okay, let's start with Kiki. Of course, they're running the challenge for themselves. So let's get back to the conversation that we're having right here in studio. Of course, Jeremy and Fred, we are talking about the Rising Stars Academy League that we have. And first, of course, we've spoken about why you decided to come up with this with this league. But having in mind that these are kids that are going to school, you know, how did you manage to, convince parents that let's have a league that these kids can play in?
Yeah, it's a difficult question for me.
Yes.
But normally they go to school from Monday till Friday. These academies are normally training on Saturdays and Sunday. There's only one academy that has outgrown the others.
Yes.
That is Ligi Ndogo.
Yes.
They prepare their sessions on a weekly basis.
Yes.
For example, Tuesdays and Thursdays. They train in the evening. Normally their system, they go to school from morning till 3. Then from 4, they can go to training from 4 till 5 or till 6. But others, we normally join together on Saturdays in the mornings. So we thought, which is the best day for us to play the league? Then we came up with a Sunday program. So Saturday we can do our trainings, and then Sunday we come up together as all the academies to play in the league. That is Sunday afternoon. So this is the place to be on a Sunday afternoon for our parents. We go to church in the morning, most of us, and then in the afternoon we can join together and have fun while playing football. Yes.
Fred, are we doing enough, or rather are we putting enough attention to the development of the youngsters that we have?
Pretty much is a yes or no question. A yes or no answer, because yes, what they're doing right now, it's we would say it's average. But like you see, our education system itself, actually it's more or less like taking a longer time. So we cannot interfere with the education system and program. So and that really interferes in terms of training and development of football, because you see, this is an African country, and most of us still believe, football is a talent. It's not a career. It's just a talent, and that's what we grew up in. So pretty much we're trying to, change that kind of a notion and say, football can be a talent and a career at the same time. But you cannot develop a career at an old age. You can only develop it at a very tender age. So yes, we would say the academies are doing a good job. But I do believe giving them this platform of the competition, now it actually gauges if the job they're doing is good or better. Yeah.
Jeremy, what do you have to say about the talent that is on display?
Wow. Great. We have so many, a bunch of many good kids from the ages of 9 till the age of 17. We have many talents from across the league, from across the under-9s till the under-17s. And I'm excited and looking forward that at the end of it all, we must produce the best players, not only at our national level in Kenya, but also for pro football in the future. We have these kids, most of them admire to play for Manchester, Arsenal, Liverpool. That is a big dream. And it is only possible when they compete on a weekly basis, and then they can also be scouted. Because like now we also have a scouting system in the league. There are scouts from FKF who is going to be there for every day on Sundays to scout our best players. And then when the scout system is done, we are also able to put them in other clubs in Kenya just to build on their development. Clubs like Gor Mahia, FC Leopards, the new Kariobangi Sharks, where you see very youthful players excelling there. And then from here, now they can build their CV to play on the platform that they all dream. Because as we know, it's very difficult for a young player just to come from Kenya, grassroots football, to go and play in Arsenal. So we have to build the steps slowly. They play in our league, because our dream and aspiration as Essential Rising Stars League is not only to become the best youth league in Kenya, but also we try to build the life skills to these kids. They have to know what teamwork means. They have to know what discipline means. So if they get this right when they are still young, they are able to nurture them to another level, to an organized league that will be organized by federation. From there, they're able now to join the top clubs in Kenya, play for the likes of Gor Mahia, FC Leopards, Sofapaka, Kariobangi Sharks. Then from there, another step, maybe to go to Eastern Europe, Turkey, then to the big leagues. Yes.
Talking about, talent, Fred mentioned about, taking this as talent doesn't, most people don't want to pay attention to talent. What do you have to say, when you approach parents that you're having this, and there is the, juggling education and talent?
One, what I want to congratulate our parents, they are extremely supportive. Even today as we come in, they have come in large numbers to accompany these young ones to the studio. So our parents are really excited. They understand the game, and they really want to help their kids to become what they want to become in the future. So our parents was like, very easy to convince them. And not only did we convince them, they were also eager for their kids to play in an organized league so that they can realize their talent. So our parents are 100% in. They support by bringing these kids to training on Saturdays. They support them by bringing them to matches on Sundays. So our parents are very keen, and they're continuously helping their kids to develop and become better by asking us the experts questions. We are here to help them, and we look forward to make their kids even better for the future. Of
course, we'll continue with the conversation, but let's cross over to Ruaraka Grounds here in Nairobi, where Kelvin Kimathi is on standby. Of course, it's the Kenya Premier League tie between Tusker and Kakamega Homeboys. Kevin, what should you expect in this tie?
Well, Robinson, for Kakamega Homeboys, they will be looking to redeem themselves after 1-0 to Kariobangi Sharks last weekend, and at least get into the top 10 teams in the Kenya Premier League standings, as they are currently in the 11th position with 14 points. Just 1 point adrift KCB, who are in the 10th position with 15 points. Remember, still Kakamega Homeboys doesn't have a head coach after their former coach Paul Nkata was dismissed due to match fixing allegations. Now player Alan Wanga is the one leading the boys ahead of this very important clash against Tusker FC. Later on, he is a player and the coach at the same time. And for Tusker, they are playing at home and they will be looking to build up on their win against Zoo FC last weekend and make sure at least they remain at the top 4 and also make sure that they keep their hope alive of contending Kenya Premier League title contention, as they're in the 5th position with 22 points, tying with Gor Mahia, who are in the 4th position, having played only 11 matches. They are just 3 points adrift. League leaders Mathare United, who are at the top with 25 points. So they still have hopes of winning the Premier League if they make sure at least that they maintain and collect any points that comes their way. Both teams have already finished warming up ahead of this very important match, and now we quickly join Tusker FC head coach Robert Matano to know how his boys are prepared ahead of this match before going to the dressing room. Coach, thanks for joining us. Maybe you can tell us how is your team coming to this match facing Kakamega Homeboys in the next few minutes?
We are focused and we have trained so well this week. After Kericho, it was a very hard match and we won. And the boys, they know what they want because we are there and we are chasing the top slot. So this match is very important for us today.
Looking at the last few games, you tend to have drawn a lot, but you still haven't lost any match. What do you feel maybe is the main challenge to getting a lot of draws, but yet at the same time you're not losing?
Draws as a part of the game. Nothing you can do. When it's come for draw, you'll draw. But we don't intend to draw. What we intend is to win. But that's the past. It's behind our back. We're focusing about today's match, and that's the most important thing.
Now, talking of one of the signings that you signed at the beginning of the season, Madoya, he missed some of the matches early in the season due to some injuries and all that. He's playing today. Maybe you can talk about looking at him, the performance, maybe what should you expect from him?
We do rotation. Yesterday, the other day he plays in Kericho. Today is coming up second half. So we have other players to play. We have the team and the league is so short and the congestion because of injuries. So also we avoid players to play many matches at a row. So we have to make a rotation system of coaching play.
Now, looking at the table right now, the difference between the first around 6-7 teams is really close. The table is still, the league is still open. Do you feel that maybe you still stand a chance of winning or contending for the title?
I told you people before that no team has won the league, so we are still in the race. And there's only 13 matches people have played. Cannot say that the other team is going to win the league. It's very far.
Kakamega coming to this match without a head coach, Alan Wanga taking charge of the boys as the player at the same time. Do you feel that maybe you have an upper edge coming to this match?
I think they have coaches behind there. There is Okidi, there is Mkuya. Those are good coaches. We cannot say Wanga. They have good coaches behind him. He just a figure at the game, but the coaches are behind. So we are going to face everybody who is there. Either Wanga or Mkuya or Okidi. We know we are going to face Kakamega. It's not a coach. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, coach, and all the best. Now, Robinson, that's Tusker FC head coach Robert Matano talking about the match that is about to kick off in the next few minutes against Kakamega Homeboys. And he says he's not underestimating his opponents because once again, you look at Kakamega Homeboys, they are in the 15th or in the 11th position, while Tusker is in the 5th position. Somehow someone might say that they are facing a weaker side since they maybe even not be having their head coach, but the Robert Matano is not underestimating the opponent and is sure that maybe his boys will be able to perform well against Kakamega Homeboys later on at exactly 3 p.m.
Well, thanks a lot, Calvin Kimathi, who is at the Ruaraka grounds where Tusker FC will be taking on Kakamega Homeboys in the Kenya Premier League at 3 p.m. Of course, we'll be paying attention to that match. We'll be bringing you the results later on. But we continue with our conversation here in studio. Remember, we are talking about the Rising Stars League that is getting into match week 2 tomorrow here in Nairobi with the officials from the league, that is Jeremy Owor and Fred Aim, and also the participants from some of the teams that are taking part in that league. That is Levi Kinoti, Julian Hafafa, Keith Buyo, and Kiragu Meshuki. They are here in studio. Remember, earlier on, I issued a challenge to them of juggling. The one who does the best, gets to walk away with some football courtesy of 1xBet. So we continue with the conversation, and Fred, Kenyans will want to know, why did you pick Nairobi as, the place where this league begins?
Okay, thank you. The reason why is actually we picked Nairobi. It's a pilot project for us, and being the second year that we are playing, there's still a lot of issues that we are trying to address in terms of organizing the league and everything. So first of all, what we wanted to understand is how the league will run professionally, and how we're going to conduct it for the next 5-10 years. So our interest was, we said that no, let's first of all start with Nairobi.
Yes.
Make it work in Nairobi, then we can grow it to the other parts of the country. So our long-term projection is to grow it bigger into the other parts of the country, and that should be probably by next year, which is not too far from now, because already the league has already started,
yes.
And we're in Nairobi. Yes. Yeah.
So the competition so far, what do you have to say about the competition?
Awesome. This is the most beautiful thing that we didn't even imagine it to look like this, because one of the things is that how our technical director is handling everything is so on the next level. It's very professional. We've been having FKF officials from Nairobi West Branch who've actually been coming to examine, or rather to inspect if you're meeting all the standards of UEFA and of FIFA, sorry, and clearly we have. And I mean, the kind of football that these youngsters are playing is awesome. Is not most of us, we didn't even see it when we were growing. So thanks to the coaches at the academy level. Yes.
Of course, we'll continue with the conversation, but we want to take a break. When we come back, it's the NBA All-Star Weekend. We'll be taking a look at what Team USA had against Team World, and also the All-Star Celebrity Game that took place yesterday. Remember, these are the captains for East and West. LeBron James for Team West and Giannis for Team East. That match, of course, will be played tomorrow, Monday morning Kenyan time. We'll be keeping an eye on that. So when we come back, we'll be taking a look at this, and also we'll be continuing